Ese cholo.
God bless that entrance. God bless that entrance. All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep it in between the lines. Got your load secure. Got a special guest coming on here, and we're gonna chop it up. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, who is RoseDoll? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. That's what we're gonna find out. I know a little bit about her, but tonight we're gonna squeeze all the juice out of her like a naranja, man. We're gonna get all the juice out of her. So let's go ahead and let me get a proper introduction here. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into who is RoseDoll, aka Chula. Let's bring her on. One, Miss RoseDoll. What's going on, girlfriend?
What's going on? You tell
Oh.
me.
Well, thank you for making a little bit of time to jump on here. And did I hear this or see this correctly? Is this your first interview?
Yes, it is. Very, very first interview, so I'm a little nervous about it. So be patient with me, everybody.
Okay. Well, let's not call this an interview. Let's just call it a conversation.
Okay.
See? Yeah, well, we're off on a good start already. So Chula, because you're on Instagram, you got two profiles that I know of, right? One is your profession, and then the other one is your personal, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. And we're gonna get into what you do in a second. But for starters, let's just start with you, RoseDoll. Where'd you grow up? Mom, dad, siblings, all that good stuff. Take us through the upbringing of Chulita.
Okay. Well, my government name is Rocio. I was born
Mhm.
in LA, raised in Azusa. I have both mom and dad, Maria and Sixto. I am the second of three of us. I'm the middle child, so I'm the only girl. I have my older brother Tony, and then my little brother because he's 38, but I still call him little brother, so he's not that little. Um, then I have two nephews as well. Mhm.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Do you call him little brother or just younger brother?
No, I call him little brother.
You call him little brother. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So every time I introduce, like I talk about my little brother, everybody kind of just assumes he's little. And then when I actually introduce him in person, they're like, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's your little brother." I'm just like, "Yeah, that's my little brother."
How does he take it? Is it cool? Like when you introduce him to somebody new, like, hey, this is my little brother?
Yeah, I mean, he's cool about it. He doesn't. I've been calling him that since forever. So he doesn't trip over it. But yeah, everybody laughs at me when they actually see him because he's taller than me and he's big. He's 38. He's not that little.
All right. Okay. Your older brother, does he introduce him as little brother as well?
No, he doesn't.
Does
He
he
doesn't.
introduce him as younger brother?
No, he introduces him as his bro.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I can see that. I think it's different. Um, I don't have any sisters. I mean, I have a half sister. Shouts to Mandy. I mean, I got like a lot of half siblings that I've never met before. Um, except for my younger half sibling Mandy. I did meet her, but I didn't grow up with her. So you know, if she were to introduce me now, she's younger than I am, but I think it's different coming from a girl than if it were like from an older brother calling his sibling little brother as adult to be like, hey man, quit calling me that. It's hey, call me younger brother. But I think from a sister, I would assume it just comes off different. So a little bit
Yeah.
more acceptable with that. Okay, so you were raised in Azusa. You spent your whole childhood in Azusa?
Yes. All in
Okay.
Azusa. I went to Gladstone High School. I was a bad
Mhm.
child, so I ended up at a continuation.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. Those continuation schools. I remember it. It was like almost kind of like a little bit of a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I go to a continuation school, and it was just kind of like, gosh, man. Looking back at it now, I was just like, nah, no,
So we're
not.
like, damn it, how did I end up there?
Yeah, yeah. But see, I went to a lot of schools. I went to a lot of schools growing up, but just because we moved around a lot. But okay, so did you graduate from the continuation high school?
I did. Uh-huh.
Okay, and they had like an actual graduation and all?
Yeah, we had a nice little ceremony. Yeah, I have my diploma and everything. I didn't get no.
The
It's an
cap
actual
and gown?
diploma. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so it's an actual diploma. It says
It's
high
an
school
actual
on
diploma. Yeah.
there. Okay, because I remember the last continuation high school I went to, they said, "Hey, listen, it says high school on there. You know what I mean? It doesn't continuation high school. Like they were trying to sweeten up the deal. Like, hey, you know what? Nobody's even really gonna know. It just says high school. It doesn't say continuation high school. Now everyone's just kind of like, huh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Well, yeah, sure, I guess. Why not? So what did you want when you were a little girl? What is it that you wanted to be when you got older?
I wanted to be a model.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
know for that didn't work out to my favor.
Did you try being a model? Did you do anything like in high school or right out of high school or anything?
No, not really. I didn't try nothing because I was in high school. I wasn't, truth be told, I wasn't thinking about all that.
When you say model, what are we talking about? Like specifically, are we talking about like a
Like
runway
Tyra
model? Or are we
Banks
talking about, oh God. Were you one of the people that was watching her show? The whatever show that she
The
had? I forgot
America's
it.
Next Top Model.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, yeah. Were you watching that?
Yeah, that's what it was called. Yeah, I used to watch that.
Okay.
Mhm.
I apparently a documentary dropped on that, I think on
Mhm.
Netflix.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen
I
the
haven't watched it.
documentary and I've never watched that America's Top Model, but I've heard that the documentary is worth watching, even if you're not a fan of the show, because it really puts her out like what they were really doing to those models, how they were really savage to those models. So okay, so when I asked model, was it like magazine, runway model? You're just kind of open to anything in modeling?
Runway. I wanted to do runway.
Okay. All right. And when did that come to you where it's like, okay, this isn't going to work out. I got to do something else?
I think it slowly kind of just drifted away. Like I never really paid it too much attention anymore because I'm not the tallest. I'm like short.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
used to be very thin. Yes, I used to be very thin, but my height wasn't there, and I knew they were picky about height, and so I kind of
Okay.
just dismissed it.
Okay. All right. All right. Was it a little bit of a heartbreaker for you, or was it not that big of a deal?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that big of a deal because I figured, well, there's so many other things I can do.
Okay.
Which I kept thinking,
Like,
well, my modeling career could only go so far because I'm gonna get old and saggy, and
all
you
right.
know.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So what else was on the table?
So the other thing was interior designer.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
about interior
Okay.
designer. I went to ITT Tech, but I went for architectural drafting because they didn't have interior design at that school specifically. But I figured, well, architectural drafting kind of goes with it. So I went to ITT Tech for that.
I see. And you graduated from there as well?
I did not. I actually ended up dropping it 6 months before graduation.
Okay. Take us through that. Why did that occur?
Because I suck at math.
All right. Okay.
Because I
Okay.
suck at math, and everything that has to do with architectural drafting is all numbers, you know. And I'm just like, oh Lord Jesus. But I kept thinking interior design, and yes, they go hand in hand, but interior design is more actual designing.
But you were going to graduate though, right?
It was, yeah.
Or you didn't know that. You didn't know if you were
No,
going to graduate.
I was doing very well actually with it.
Okay.
But I
And
just
you're
figured, well, I'm not going to add another 50 grand to my already student loan for something that I thought I wasn't going to use. I know. Trust me, I wish I would have finished now.
no. Look. The reason why, okay. I know two people that went to some of those schools, right? One of them went to, what was it called? UEI. Is it UEI? And the other one went to Bryman, which I don't think Bryman's around anymore. Bryman was like like a medical or something like that.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. They went to a dental school, right? Dental program. Okay. Both of them graduated. Right? The one that went to UEI, it has to do with computers. I forgot what they were trying to do in computers. The other one was looking to become a dentist, right? And they went to their respective school. I forgot what the name of it was. They both graduated. Neither one of them work in those fields today and never did. Neither one of them never, ever went after the graduation. Neither one of them ever went to go work at one of those fields. They picked up other jobs. You know, the one that went to UEI and graduated from there, he's been working construction, you know, pretty much his whole life. You know, I've never met anybody that has went to one of those trade schools. I'm sure there's people, but I personally have never met anybody that's went to one of those trade schools that made a complete career out of it. It's always like, yeah, you know, I got a job afterwards, but man, they were sending me so far and the pay wasn't good. And then I got this opportunity over here to go do something different. So I went to go do that. And that's it. You know, whatever they studied for and they graduated for, they just kind of left that alone, you know? So it was just like, oh, you know, I'm okay. I mean, looking back at it now, would you have still graduated or would you just like, it was the good move?
I think it was a good move for me actually, because I felt like I wasn't going to use it. Like to me, it was just like, yeah, I probably should have finished it because I only had 6 months left anyway. But I felt like this isn't my calling.
The last thing, I mean, I never went to any trade schools or anything, but the last thing that was keeping me from graduating was art. And I told everybody, I don't care about art. I don't want to draw. I don't want to be an artist. I don't want this. And they're like, yeah, but in order to graduate, young little cholo trucker, you're going to need to get your credits on art. And I said, listen, okay, I'm not into drawing. I don't want to draw. I don't care about drawing. I can appreciate a painting or a drawing. That's good. That's fine. But that's not in my wheelhouse. Okay. But that was the only thing that was keeping me from graduating. So, I mean, I was forced to have to draw. I think I drew like a Dr. Pepper soda can for my last credits so I could go ahead and graduate. And I'm like, I don't want to draw. I don't care about this, but yet they forced me to it. And I'm like, okay, till this day, I haven't used it. Used it. Well, I mean, you know, when there's an accident or something, you do kind of have to draw a little bit to paint a picture, but I was terrible at it and very depressing. All right. So Chulita, let's get into what you're doing today and how'd you get into these fields, right? Because it seems like you got two fields. One to me, and this is just from the outside looking in, I'm just observing, right? One seems to me like it's your job. Not to say that you don't enjoy it, but that is your job, right? It's your source of income. Where another one seems like you're a little bit more passionate about. So let's talk about what you do before we get to your passion. How did you get into what you're doing now in property management?
Okay, so when it comes down to property management, I mean it's my regular 9 to 5. I love the job. Don't get me wrong. I'm very people-y. I love people. So dealing with residents is one of my faves actually. And I mean I can't stand the complaints by themselves, but
Mm.
I love people. So just being able to just you know help them with whatever they need, that within itself is like a bit of a passion for me, and that kind of goes hand in hand with what I do with my actual true passion, which is makeup artistry and skincare. Deal with more people, but I make them look pretty.
Okay, what is we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I what is property management specifically? What does one do?
Okay, so as far as property management, we deal with a lot of complaints. I handle more of the paperwork, the behind the scenes stuff. I
Mm.
do work with another one of my coworkers, which is Tina, which is my boss technically. She handles a lot of the face to face stuff. But we are about 95% Hispanic here, and a lot of them only speak Spanish. So I deal with the complaints, and then the paperwork when it comes down to like accounting, um, applications for the park for residents that or future residents, people that want potential residents that want to come in here, um, processing payments, deposits, anything that has to do with billing. What else?
All right, let's dissect a little bit of this. Okay, so you deal with applications for potential residents.
Potential.
Okay. Okay. How do you get to choose who, like, let's say you have, I don't know, 3 openings, but you got 10 applications. How does one Miss RoseDoll go through them and choose who's going to move in and who's not?
Well, that's the blessing within the mobile home community. We are not allowed to have that many applications out. So it's
Okay.
basically first come, first serve. So the minute we have one application, we can't give out another one. We have to submit that application. If they qualify, great. If they don't, then we move on to a second application.
What is the qualification and what disqualifies you?
It's really just income. We take a look at the income because at the end of the day, we don't want to put any residents in a position where they may lose their home. And I'll give you examples. Like we have older people here. They're retired or SSI or unemployment or whatever that the case may be, and the rent increases once a year, and eventually when they're on a fixed income, they get to a point where they can't afford it. They can't afford the space anymore. So then they're stuck with either having to sell their home or losing their home.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's where the complaint comes into you as well, does it not?
Mhm.
Okay. And since you're such a people person, well, I mean, how do you deal with that? That's got to be tough.
It is tough. It actually is tough because, obviously we don't want to do that to anyone. And at the same time, we don't want to discourage a sale, but I'll voice it. I'll let them know, like, just, FYI, the rent increases like once a year, every year, and we don't have a cap here. So they could be living here 75 years, and the whole 75 years, that's going to continue to go up that whole 75 years. So, mhm. But I do
Okay.
let them know that, and not to discourage a sale, like I said, but at the end of the day, that's something I want them to process.
Okay. And how many people do you lose a year on average because of that?
Actually, because of that, not too many. We actually lose more people because they can't qualify income wise.
So you never really had them.
I've had one.
You
I've had
had
just recently, actually, just one that I mentioned that too, and then they kind of decided, no, we're not going to do that because we are retiring soon.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. And does the rent go up the same percentage?
No, it changes every year, and it depends with where the cost of living is at.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not like a fixed rate every year
No,
that it goes up. It's not like, hey, every year is going to go up $50.
no. Mm-mm.
Wow.
It could be
Wow.
anywhere from 1% to 6%.
Okay. 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 But like you said, you enjoy doing it because you're a people person.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, there's certain jobs. I remember talking to somebody who they were God, where were they? They were code enforcement. Code enforcement. And they're like, yeah, I'm a people person. I'm like, yeah, but you go around ruining people's days though. I don't think anybody's really that excited to see code enforcement pull up to their house. It's like,
Right.
yeah, but it's fine. I just talk. Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, I get it. In person, I get the smile that they're giving to you, but once you leave, they're not talking that sweet about you. You're code enforcement. They're not happy to see you, but hey, to each their own. All right, girl. So let's get into makeup because you do a lot of things. You do a lot
Right.
of things. I want to get into the nonprofit as well, which is probably the biggest thing here. But let's get into the makeup stuff. Um, how did you get into makeup? Were you always into it? When did you start wearing makeup?
I started wearing makeup, I think around 14, 15 years old,
Okay.
roughly. Yeah, I mean, my parents didn't like it, but I would sneak it out of the house and put it on at school.
When was it appropriate for them for you to wear it?
Never,
Really?
never. I mean, they try to stop me all the time, but I would, just do it. I never listened.
I mean, were they thinking like, hey, when you turn 18, then you can start wearing makeup?
I never really asked them, truth be told. I kind of just did my thing and I figured I get in trouble, I get in trouble. I mean,
When did they just come around and just say like, oh well, screw it, like where you don't have to hide it anymore?
probably around 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the first time you got caught?
No, not really. I mean, I think I would wash it off before my dad got home because I was scared of my dad. My dad was the stricter one. My mom was the more humble one, the more gullible one.
Wait, you know what? Okay, I want to get back to the question I asked, but you know what? I'm glad you said that. It's good that you were a little bit afraid of your dad. I keep telling everybody it's good for kids to have a healthy fear of dad. A healthy fear. I'm not saying, be completely terrified, but have a good, healthy fear of the old man. It's like, hey, once dad says something or puts his foot down, like, oh man, that's that. A good, healthy fear of dad, I think is good. I see dads today, with the backwards hat and cargo shorts, and they look just like their kid. And the kids are talking, they're just very disrespectful and everything. It's like, yeah, no, no, kids should have a good, healthy fear of pops. Not to say that they can't joke around with dad and get along with dad and have a good relationship, but a nice, good, healthy fear of the old man is always good, in my
Right.
opinion. But so, I mean, but you did, but look, you said you always snuck it out and everything, but at some point they knew it. When did they first see that?
Um,
Or did
yeah,
they or did they not see you with the makeup, but they found the makeup? They found the stash.
my mom's the one that would see me with the makeup. But
Okay.
again, my mom was my mom was the more chill one, so she didn't have an issue with it. It was my dad that I was kind of always scared of. Till this
Okay.
day, I'm still scared of my dad, put it that way. But it's like you said, it's a healthy fear.
And when dad found out, what happened?
I just got the stink eye, and once I get that stink eye from dad, it's like, oh shoot.
Gosh, man. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So, okay. Did you fall in love with makeup? What made you go down that direction?
So I would just do my makeup just to go out, and I would always get compliments on it. So one time at work, one of my coworkers told me you should just become a makeup artist. And I had thought about it only because I would always get the compliments on my makeup. But
Mm,
at that time, it was only cosmetology, and I didn't care to do hair. I hate hair.
okay.
If you could tell, I didn't. I
Huh.
did nothing to this, but no, it was only cosmetology, and I didn't care to do hair, so I just wouldn't go to school because of that. And
Mm,
cosmetology was really hair based, and yeah, they touched on manicures, pedis, and all that, but it was very limited. Now, well, years ago, there was a school called Ruby Makeup Academy. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it was just strictly
oh,
makeup. Okay, it
okay.
was just strictly makeup. So when that opened up, I said, I'm going, and I went and I stuck to that.
Okay. And did you like it right off the rip?
Oh, yeah, I loved it right off the back. Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So I see I see makeup, right, on certain chicks. Like here we have three pictures of you behind us, right? And I picked those pictures. I mean, you sent me like five pictures, right? Like, hey,
Right.
use whichever one. And I went with the three that are behind us because there's different makeup work on all three of them. One of them looks very business, the other one looks kind of chillax, and the other one kind of looks like, okay, you know, you're looking for a man or something, right? So I see I see makeup on certain chicks and I'm like, no, that's not working for you, girl. That's not working. Like, how do you come across when women are doing makeup completely wrong or just overdoing it? Because one thing is this, the girl needs to resemble something. Her image should resemble her at least a little bit without makeup. Whereas, like, if the makeup comes off, it's like, wow, who the heck are you? I got no idea. Like, a little bit of makeup is good, but when it's completely overly done, where it's like it looks like somebody brand new, how do you come down on that when you get girls that come around and it's like, wow, they want to be just completely dolled up, where it just completely changes aesthetically the look on their face, where they just look like somebody else?
Well, when it comes down to that, I've actually came across that a lot. And I mean, these girls talk about, I want something nice and simple, and then I asked them to show me the picture, and then it's something crazy. And I'm just like, okay, this is not nice and simple, and this is going to completely change your look. I do voice it to them, but at the end of the day, if that's what they want, that's what they want. I got to give them what they want. I have discouraged people from like certain things only because I know how it looks on camera. Um, Eyeliner being one of them. Glitter being another one because it reflects on camera too. Like you get that, like the little star when you get a little picture or whatever. But it's hard to deal with people that are so used to putting on so much makeup that it completely changes them, because when you do something light for them and it looks good to them, it's not good enough. They want more.
All right, so quick little story on me. Okay, so I'm just putting it down there just so you can see, everybody can see the nice, beautiful, lovely rose doll. All right, the three pictures there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
See the one in the middle there? You kind of look like you're going to work, business attire, right? The one
Right.
to the right kind of looks like you're going out to have a good time, you know.
Mhm.
And then the one to the left where you have the red lipstick is like, okay, all right, it's date night or something of that sort. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, nice. All right, check this out. I got to do a story with makeup. I don't think I've ever told this on YouTube. Um, so years ago, I started a show And I said I started a show, even though we only shot one episode. But, just for conversation purposes, I'll just say I started a show. Sounds better. Makes me look good. All right. I should smoke a victory cigar for that. All right. So, my uncle, who was in showbiz at the time, he worked for Channel 34, Univision, right? He's all like, hey, listen, I don't know if you know this, but you got to put makeup on. And I said, what? So I'm like, yeah, you have to put makeup on. I'm like, what? What are you talking about, man? This is, we're not shooting RuPaul drag show here. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not putting on any makeup. What the heck are you talking about, man? He's all like, no. Everybody on TV wears makeup. And this is new to me, right? This is 2014 or something like that. I'm like, what do you mean put makeup? I was so perplexed. I had no idea what the heck he was talking about. And then he started explaining it to me. He's all like, look, everybody on news, everybody who's in front of the camera, everybody on TV, everybody in movies, everybody does makeup. And then I remember thinking like, oh, is that what everybody talks about when they're doing a movie? It's like, oh, they're doing makeup. And then they're sitting with the suit and they got the little tissues right here around because they're doing the makeup and everything. They do the neck. And I'm like, wow, man. And I'm like, okay. I don't want to wear makeup. We're gonna do this show, but I'm not gonna throw on any makeup, man. I'm not gonna go buy makeup. What the heck, right? And he showed me some footage of some people that didn't wear makeup, and they just looked like super shiny, and it just looked so unprofessional, and they looked bad. And I was like, and at this point, like I was really going to try with this show. I was really going to try to do something with this show. Right. And I'm like, man, I wanted this sucker to look very professional. I'm like, okay. So how do I do this makeup thing? And it was the makeup, the stuff that you put on your face. Is that mascara?
No, that's foundation.
Foundation, the little pad, you open up the thing, it's got the mirror. Okay, all right. So I didn't have no professional, no makeup artist to do it. I didn't have one Miss RoseDoll Chula to put makeup on me, right? So I'm over there and I'm putting it on myself, right? And it's a boxing show. Okay, so I'm in a boxing gym putting some makeup on, okay, in the ring, while right next to me there's a couple of dudes sparring, and I'm like, gosh, man, this looks foolish. And then one guy looks at me, I'm like, hey, don't judge me, dog, it's just for the camera. Right? And so now we're shooting, and it was so uncomfortable because it felt like there was needles poking my face. And I thought, is this what girls go through with makeup, or was it just horrible makeup, or what was that, Chula? Why? Like, it just felt so bad. Did I put it on wrong? Was it the wrong makeup? What was it?
No, it could have easily just been a reaction from your skin because you're not used to it, or it could have been the powder foundation, it kind of just, those are the kind of things that you got to play with for a little bit because you never know. But it could have just easily been a reaction.
Define play with. Like, so you put makeup and then you take it off and then put some other makeup?
Basically, yeah. You got to do your little test runs to figure out what you're allergic to or what's giving you the reaction. Because there's different products, different chemicals in every single one of them. So we got to play with it and figure out what's. But that was probably makeup back then because makeup nowadays doesn't do that very often.
Okay. All right. Oh, Broncos Tura, you son of a. All right. So yeah, that was my one and only experience with that stuff. And I just after that, now luckily we didn't keep on going with the show. Well, I don't know if I should say luckily. I really enjoyed it, but we only shot that one episode, and that was the end of that. And it was so uncomfortable wearing that stuff. And I'm like, good gosh, man. Is it comfortable for girls having makeup?
I think we get used to it. We get used to it. So for us, it's pretty normal. I have worked with male models. Actually, I worked with one male model this past weekend. He wanted makeup as well. But with makeup on the male models, I don't go heavy. I just kind of just edit here and there just so they don't look crazy with these big old eye bags and everything, and they don't look shiny like you said. And that's pretty much it. I keep it sweet and simple with the gentleman.
All right. So when you do the makeup, who are you working with? You're working with models. What are we doing here? Is it runway models? Like what is it that you're getting down with?
Most recently, it's been a lot of runway models. But I do like quinceañeras, weddings, birthdays, you name it. I've had it. I've worked on music videos before as well. So.
Okay. And you are for hire?
I am.
Okay. All right. So if anybody needs a makeup artist, we got RoseDoll, aka Chula, here to get down with it. Now I won't need that. I'm good. But
I might want to give you a little touch of.
not gonna happen.
I would be like, come on, I need you to be my model for this today. Like, come on.
Oh gosh, yeah. That day I'm gonna have to call in sick. All right. Another thing that you do, which is kind of what caught my eye about you, was a lot of the nonprofit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be doing a lot when it comes to, I don't know, fundraisers, toy drives, which I got a question about that. But talk to us how you got into all the nonprofit and all these organizations that give to communities.
So how I ended up getting into that was because I was following this nonprofit organization, which is Project Coffee Cup. I had been following a few, but I was paying attention to that one specifically because that one felt like everything that was going on behind the scenes of that was coming from the heart and not necessarily about money. So I kind of paid attention. Like, I watched them for a good minute, and eventually I said, you know what, I'm gonna start donating towards them. So they were having a back to school drive, and I had bought a bunch of school supplies, and I reached out to Jorge Urea. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but I reached out to him. He was part of the event, and I told him I have a bunch of donations here. Like, where can I drop them off at? And he responded. He told me, let me get back to you on that. And I said, okay. Well, here we are a week later, and I haven't heard nothing. And here we are a second week, and still nothing. So I reached back out to him, and he tells me, well, I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I'm doing this. And I was like, oh, you should have just said that from the very beginning. If you need help, I'm here. Let me know. I've done I planned events like these before. So I kind of always been behind the scenes of it. But he was just like, oh, really? And then we kind of just started chatting it up. And then next thing you know, I'm actually part of that whole event. I was behind the scenes for that whole event. So that's how I got into it.
All right, let's rewind. You said you've always been planning things like this. When did that start?
The event organizing, that kind of just started just randomly, really. It went from like little things like, I don't know, like small little simple parties, like family parties or whatever, planning those, to bigger things, to like weddings and stuff like that. And then eventually it rolled into like nonprofit stuff. But originally just started with family. Okay.
So there's no big story like Genesis in the beginning or anything like that. It's just, it just started going. Okay.
It just started going because family kind of always reached out to me like, hey, I need help with this. And I was always the go-to person. So I just started doing and going.
Okay. And then once you helped him with that organization, you just started meeting people and it just started like a snowball effect?
Yeah, so I actually ended up becoming part of Project Coffee Cup. I was with them for a couple of years, and I kept doing behind the scenes stuff with them. I always kind of kept myself behind the scenes because I never cared to be front row center.
Mhm.
I've never been much of a attention whore, truth be told. So I always kept myself behind the scenes. And that's how I started meeting people. A lot of the people started to follow me on social media because of the whole advertising that we had to do behind it. And that's how my name, RoseDoll, started to get attention.
Okay. Okay. And is that the only organization you work, I mean, that you're involved with?
No, so that's where I started. I volunteered. So I've done volunteering. I've
Mhm.
done the event organizing. I've done supporting or whatever you want to call it, where I just show up and just, because I know the people behind it. But no, I've done volunteer with Police Project. I've done Local Hearts Foundation, and those are the two that I could think of right now. All the other ones have been more like with artists.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So I got a few questions when it comes to this.
Yes.
All right. Now, every year, I do the reindeer 5K run, toy drive, right? Okay. The thing is, and by the way, like especially during Christmas time, right? I see a lot of toy drives. Like, man, toy drives. All these kids toy drives give to the unprivileged, man. All the kid toy drives and everything. And it sounds good. It sounds great. And I'm just kind of thinking, like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Kids don't play with toys anymore. They haven't played with toys in years. Like, what's being donated to the kids? I mean, are you still donating them a bag of canicas? Because I don't see kids playing with toys. Are you gifting them a Tonka truck? Like that was my day. I give me a GI Joe or something, and I'll work that little sucker, man. But kids don't play with toys. So when I see all these toy drives, right? I do kind of think like, okay, but kids don't play with toys anymore. And it's not like, well, just like in the last 5 years, they stopped playing with toys. They haven't played with toys for many years. So what is being donated to these toy drives?
It actually is toys.
Okay.
It actually is toys. So you need to keep in mind that, yeah, although we're in a world of nothing but technology, there's still families out there that can't afford tablets and phones and all that. They can't afford computers. There's families that are out there in need. So to them, it's a blessing to be able to receive a toy for their kid. And you know what? And I'll be honest with you, when it comes down to Local Hearts Foundation, they've donated tablets to families.
Okay.
So until this day, they still do, but now they focus more on the like the teens, because they're kind of more into the technology. And from what I've heard, schools are starting to require tablets.
Right. Yeah. Okay. There was this one. Okay, so there was this one run I did. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not run. It was for bikes, right? Bike riding. And it was like, hey, you know what? It's nonprofit to raise money to buy bikes for all these kids, right? And that right there, it was a 15-mile bike ride, right? So I went ahead, did that, and with that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. To me, that made sense because I'm like, okay, give all these kids bikes, real bikes, not those e-bikes. That's cheating. But the bikes, I was like, hey, that's cool. But all the toy drives, I'm just kind of like, okay. I guess, or are they buying them video games, or that part I don't know. But okay, if you say they're still buying them some Tonka trucks and everything, good for them. I hope they put them to use. Because when I had
too, because all I could say is like we know we donate them, they go out, and whatever they decide to do with them, that's completely up to them at that point.
And they're getting their Ninja Turtles, all four of them, right? Leonardo, man, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello. Yeah, hopefully they play with them, man, because that was some good times back in my day. I
Shredder the rat.
That was Splinter, but I get what you.
That's right. It was Splinter. Shredder's the mean one, the evil one.
Yeah, but I like where your head is at. I like where your head is at. Okay, all right. So you do a lot of this, and is this throughout all year? I'm sure it picks up more is during certain parts of the year than others, right?
Right. It picks up around the holidays, around Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's when it really picks up. Local Hearts Foundation, they will do, I know they have Easter coming up. They do a backpack drive as well. So if they're not necessarily specifically just holidays, Project Coffee Cup, their focus is with the homeless community. So they have events going on Wednesdays in Santa Ana. That's where they're based off of now. And then it used to be LA, but they kind of, I don't want to say they lost focus, but their main focus right now is Santa Ana.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you do any like turkey drives or anything?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because I just thought of something. You know, now that I'm thinking about the makeup and a picture and, like a turkey drive. Okay. So I'm picturing myself, right? Okay. So you do the makeup on me, right? You take me to one of these turkey drives, all right? And you make sure you get a picture like of me. We don't want to make it too obvious, like I'm looking at the camera or anything, but you want to get a good shot of me. And I want myself handing a turkey over to a little kid.
Okay.
Just in case I am accused of a crime, I want that photo to be shown out there to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, hey, you know what, man, Cholo Trucker, he's accused of, robbing a bank or something. Here's a photo of him, and that's the photo I want to be shown of me handing over a turkey to a little kid. Like that's the picture that I want. I think everybody needs the picture, the right picture for the right moment, right? Because if somebody's accused of a crime, they get an awful picture. I want that picture to be there in case I get accused of anything bad. Me handing over a turkey to a little kid. So, so I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch, RoseDoll. We're going to work that out. We're going to work that out.
We can make that happen with Local Hearts Foundation in November.
Look, even if I get a speeding ticket, I'm going to fight that ticket. And when they say, okay, just show that picture of me. Show that picture of me handing over a turkey to a little kid. Okay, RoseDoll. So we went ahead. We've covered where you grew up. We've covered what you do. You got basically 3 jobs pretty much. You keep yourself pretty busy. Let's talk about you, though. Who are you? Who is Chulita? So are you a sports fan?
I am not. I just became a sports fan. I never really grew up with sports. And right now my team is Dodgers. That's the only team I have that I'm focused on. That's it. Other than that, when it comes down to football, and the Lakers. Football, everybody's trying to convert me into their team, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay. I saw you post something when it came to football, and I'm like, hey, hold your horses there, girlfriend. Relax. Let's take a little chill pill. I remember. Yeah, I remember. So I was like, okay. She seems like she's trying to choose one. Well, we'll see. We'll see what direction we could get you to go. Okay.
Yeah, so I was gifted a Chargers jersey, and I'm sure that's what you're talking about. Because I was taken to a Charger game, and they customized my jersey for me. It says Chula in the back.
Yeah, good. But you actually posted a Green Bay Packers sign.
Oh yeah, recently.
Yeah. So okay. So you're open for different directions.
I'm open. Someone said they're getting me a cowboy jersey, and I'm just like, okay, I'm still waiting for it.
Gosh, no, don't go down that route.
Someone else told me, just remember, 49ers are finer.
Wow. I tell you, man, gosh, it's such a savage world out there. Man, they're trying to get you to go their direction, huh? All right, so that's all you need. Dodgers, Lakers. I'm down with that. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions, right? And we've probably kind of gone through this a little bit before, but I'm going to ask you these questions. All right, so Chulita, cake or pie?
Pie.
Pie. Which pie?
I'm gonna say lemon meringue.
Okay. Okay. It's a little bit on the cake-ish side, but no, it's a pie.
Mhm.
It's a pie. It's still a pie. It's still a pie. Okay. All right. Jacuzzi or swimming pool?
Jacuzzi,
Why jacuzzi?
because it's sweet and warm. It's nice and warm. That's it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it does
Okay.
help.
Okay. So I stayed in a hotel not too long ago, just a few days ago, and it had a bathtub jacuzzi in there. It's been a long time since I've been in a jacuzzi. It was nice. It was nice. I enjoyed it. But I just with a pool, I think you could do a lot more. However, it does take up a lot more space. So I used to say swimming pool all the time, but now I'm kind of like, wow, my buddy, he has a swimming pool and doesn't really have a backyard because it takes up a lot of space. And if you're not using it, you don't. I'm still gonna say pool, but yeah, I'm a little bit more on the fence on that one. So, favorite meat in a taco?
Favorite meat in a taco. Ooh, I'm gonna go with pastor.
Is it really that good?
In TJ, it is. Out here, it's okay out here, but in TJ, it is. And you know me, I up and leave to TJ just to go eat.
Well, let's just go with just the everyday life because I like some people would say like, hey man, you should. I like all kinds of music, right? But I'm not that big of a reggae fan. And they're like, oh man, reggae is good, man. Just when you're laying on a hammock and the beach and everything, I'm like, yeah, but that's not my everyday life though, man. My everyday life is I'm on the road. I'm trucking it up. So, I mean, listen, if I were on a hammock on a beach somewhere, yeah, maybe I might enjoy it a little bit more, but my everyday life. So, I mean, you're not in Tijuana every day. So would it still be a pastor?
Um, no, I'd probably go with asada.
Okay. Simple.
Yeah,
Okay. 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 Dog or cat?
dog.
Big dog, small dog? Any preference?
And no, not necessarily. I'm kind of the type of person that's either going to be a really big dog or a puppy, like a little tiny thing.
Okay. Nothing in between. No medium-sized dog or anything.
Not really, no.
Okay. 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 Do you have a dog?
I right now at this very moment I do. I'm on a trial run with them to see if I want to keep them or not. Because as you know, I'm by myself, so it's hard for me to decide whether I'm going to keep them or not. Only because I'm always on the go and I don't want to neglect them. They require a lot of attention. So yeah, I have a little English bulldog right now.
Yeah. I saw that.
Someone said he looks like me. They said he's got my face. And I was like, oh, he's got the RBF face.
Yeah. No, but I get what you're saying. Because I have a dog, but if I didn't have somebody to come and take care of her, it wouldn't be right me having her because I hit the road every here and there. I'm not home every night, so if I didn't have somebody to come over and give her what she needs, so yeah, it's definitely a responsibility. And there's people that just get dogs and they can't really go anywhere because now you gotta find a babysitter.
Right.
So that's definitely something to think about for anybody who's thinking about getting a dog. Okay, if you're thinking about getting a dog, it's kind of like having a kid.
Right.
If you're gonna go somewhere, think about you vacationing or anything of that sort. If you don't have anybody to take care of it, like dang. So I guess you could just run around in the backyard and let nature take its toll. Dog could eat squirrels or something. All right, Julita. So now let's have. Okay, so it's just you, right?
Right.
Basically, you're single.
Yes.
Okay. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's use that and have a little bit of fun, Julita. Okay. Okay. Let's have a little bit
I
of fun.
was not expecting no single questions, but all right, let's go with it.
Let's have a good time with this one. Okay. So, Chula, now you have to go out on a date with one of these guys. Okay. There is no convincing the person to do this or the person to do that. You just have to go out on a date with one of these guys. Okay. And everybody's going to see it. There is no, oh, let me explain to them beforehand. None of that stuff. All right. They take it for visual value. What they see, that's it. That's what they're going to get. Okay. So, okay, Chula, would you rather go on a date with the guy that picks you up in a minivan that has a car seat in it, that guy, or the guy that picks you up in like a company car? Let's say he worked for like Terminex or something, and it was a Terminex pickup truck. It said Terminex on the side.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with the guy with the minivan.
With the minivan in the car seat?
Yeah.
Okay. What if the minivan had 3 car seats in there?
It is what it is. Okay. We'll have that conversation later and figure it out.
Okay. All right. Would you rather go out on a date with the guy that's bald on top but has hair on the side? You know, he's got the whole Hulk Hogan look. Okay. That guy, now he combs it. He slicks that side hair back. I mean, he's into it. He's feeling it. You know, to him, that shininess on top of his dome, to him, that just shines sexiness in his mind, right? Like he's feeling it, right? And he's all like, man, look how nice, slick, crisp the side hair is. Okay, that guy, or the guy that's bald with a ponytail, he's got the whole like Genghis Khan look.
I'm gonna go with the bald guy with the side.
Really? Okay. You'd rather go with that guy. Okay.
We could easily cover that. Like, here's a hat.
Oh no! Remember, he's feeling it. He's saying like, no, that's part of my sex appeal, girl. I ain't covering that up. He's digging that part. Okay. Would you rather go on a date with a guy that just loves rocking the tight leather pants, right? Oof. Okay, yeah. Would you rather go on a date with that guy or the guy that likes to rock a tight tank top to show the nipple piercings?
I think I'm going to go with leather pants.
Leather pants guy. Okay. Why the leather pants guy?
I don't know. I think nipple piercing is just someone that's looking for that attention. And not that leather pants is not, but at least he's covered up. Okay. So now you got to go in a jacuzzi with one of these guys, right? Let's keep it clean. We're not doing anything. You're just gonna, hey, you know what? Look, it's a group. We're all going in a jacuzzi, right? But you're going with it. We're going with your date, okay? And it's a group where we're, all going to. Would you rather the dude, be one of the most hairiest guys? I mean, he's got bush all over his chest, arms, back. I mean, his gold chain is just tangled up all in his hair. You know what I mean? Like he just takes off the shirt and just pow, man. It's like a chia pet. Okay. That guy, would you rather go in the jacuzzi, okay, with that guy or the guy that just rips off his pants and just rocks Speedos? I'm going to go with Speedos.
Speedos guy. Okay, I didn't see he's in shape.
Do hair like that. I can't.
I didn't see he's in shape. He's got the dad bod. You know what? I'll tell you, the hairy guy's in great shape. Oh, the guy's in good shape. You know what I mean? But you can't really see the define on his muscles because that hair, I mean, he's just beast mode with the hair. And the Speedo guy, he's super dad bod. He's Homer Simpson.
We're going with dad bod.
You're going with dad bod.
I'm going with dad bod.
Okay. Why the dad bod?
I don't mind a little belly. I don't mind the Homer Simpson belly,
Okay.
I
Okay.
like meat on my guy.
Okay. Okay. But no hair.
No hair. I can't do hair. I can't do no fur coat, gentlemen. Like,
All right. Would you rather go on a date with the guy that talks loud? Remember, you guys are going on to dinner or something, right? You guys are going to dinner. Let's say you guys are going to dinner. The guy that just cannot stop cussing, right? The guy that just has a super foul mouth. That guy, or the guy that says, we go Dutch. You pay for your half, I pay for my half.
we go Dutch.
Really?
We go Dutch.
That's interesting. Do tell.
I don't know. I can't stand a guy that just every other word is an F bomb or I don't know, it's some kind of curse word. Like I can't. I don't know why. I find it like super disrespectful. I'd rather go with Dutch.
You'd rather pay for
Dutch. I'd rather pay for my own stuff.
Okay. So the guy's got the foul mouth, gets no date night with RoseDoll. Okay. So the guy that says, hey, you know what? We go Dutch. So I'm gonna treat myself good. Okay. All right. I wonder who leaves a tip on that one. You go Dutch on the tip as well.
We're going Dutch on the tip as well.
Okay. Would you rather go to dinner with the guy that orders nothing but desserts? Right? So you guys are sitting down, ladies first. You go ahead, you order whatever you're gonna eat, right? And then when it's his time to order, he orders just like 2-3 desserts, right? For himself. That guy, or the guy that orders off the kids' menu.
Dessert.
The dessert guy.
Dessert guy.
Okay, so it's your first time on a date and you order a nice, good, whatever you're going to eat, whatever you're into, and he orders a banana split.
Handle your banana split. I'm going to eat my steak.
Okay, but no kid menu guy.
No kid menu guy, because then that makes me feel like, do you even eat? Do you like food?
Okay. All right. Well, at least dessert, at least he's got a little bit of a sweet tooth. I guess maybe
got a little bit of taste.
Okay. All right. What if he orders like 2-3 things from the kids' menu?
I probably still go with dessert guy. I feel like he'd be more open to tasting other desserts other than just whatever's on the kids' menu.
Okay. Would you rather go to dinner with the guy that busses out with the coupons or with the guy that gives them like 3 credit cards?
Coupons.
Okay. So if you order something and he says like, no, here, order this instead. And you're like, why? He's all like, because I got a coupon for that.
I believe let's do it.
Okay. And so what's wrong with the 3 credit card guy?
Well, I mean, if he's having to use 3 credit cards, it's like, okay, well, why can't you just have the money on 1 credit card? Why you got to use 3? Like, are we maxing it with $3 and then we got to move on to like another 5 to the next one, or what's happening here?
He's just passing on a credit card, and he's all like, "Look, just in case, here's these 2 for backup, pal." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess. I mean, we want to think of it that way, but I think I prefer coupon guy.
Okay. You
prefer. It sounds like coupon guy has it a little more together to me.
He knows how to save $1.
Well, because credit card guy, he's like, okay, just in case you have these, just in case, here's these for backup. Okay, well, you should know how much money is in that, and you probably shouldn't even throw in an extra 2 just in case.
Okay. No, it makes sense. I mean, look, I would say the 3 credit card guy, I think there's some sort of debt there, right? I think that there's poor mismanagement of money. So maybe that's an indicator right there of a red flag. The coupon guy,
He's saving
Just
us a
that
dollar.
he knows how to save some bucks. He
Dollar
knows how
goes
to.
a long way nowadays.
Yeah. He busts out one of those coupons, buy one, get one half off or something. So you guys are gonna order the same thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Would you rather go out with the guy that has the Uber and Lyft sign on his car, or the guy that and he lets you know, is that like, hey, listen, do you mind? I'm gonna make like a couple of bucks on the way to the restaurant. I'll just pick up a couple or something. That guy, or the guy that rolls up in a moped.
I'm gonna say Uber guy.
Uber guy.
Because
Okay.
at least he's hustling. Yeah, we may be going on a date, but he's hustling.
He's making money for the night.
Money for the night. So
okay. All right. Yeah, living on the edge. Not moped guy though.
No.
Gosh.
The guy is just picking me up, ain't even hustling. Like, no, okay, let's go hustle.
Okay. What if he was
we're gonna hustle together if we have to? Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I had a few more, but we went past an hour here. So, Chula, well, before I do that, let me go ahead and ask you this. What is it that you are trying to get out of life?
Out of life.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom.
Okay. Well, okay. No elaboration, like from.
Well, as you know, I love to travel.
Okay.
So I love to travel, and just being able to just get up and go to me is my all-time little dream. Shoot, if I could get paid to travel, even better.
I think I don't know this. I think everybody likes to travel. It's just the expense to it. Mm-hmm. That guy, I enjoy traveling, but if I'm going to travel, it's got to be right. I don't want to travel and use 3 credit cards, like 3 credit card guy, right? I want to travel and say like, okay, look, I'm not going to think about money, boom, because I'm set to travel and enjoy this trip. You know what I mean? But I think most people, given the chance, would travel. Tell me your top 3 destinations to travel.
Thailand.
Oh.
Thailand's like it's a must. I got to do it. When? I don't know, but I'm going to make it happen before I die. Hopefully.
Okay. Why Thailand? Why
Thailand? Just because I've seen a bunch of videos and it's gorgeous over there, and then you're pretty much rich over there. With our money out there, I forgot what it's running for now, but it's quite up there. And then the little elephants. I want pictures of the elephants and the monkeys.
All right. Okay.
Thailand would be one of them. I want to say Paris. Paris is another one.
Okay. Do you?
That was a little more doable.
Yeah, but you know what? I just heard it in your voice right now. Do you really want to do Paris, or just because it's out there? I mean, it doesn't seem like you're really that dedicated to Paris.
No, I just feel like Paris is more doable. It's easier to do than it is to do Thailand. Because the flight for Thailand is forever alone.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Thailand, Paris, and the third would be?
The third, let's see. I haven't thought about a third. I don't know. Probably like Nebraska or something. I don't know. Something a little
bit more local.
Yeah.
Or in the continental U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You know what that reminds me of? There's this ring announcer, Joe Davis, and I'm sorry, not Joe Davis. Joe Davis is the guy that calls Dodger games. No, Joe Martinez. He's a
Mhm.
ring announcer. Um, he's from Barstow, and he was interviewed, and he said, "Listen, to everybody that wants to go traveling around the world and everything," he said, "You know what? Try America, man," because he got in an RV with his family, and for 1 year they traveled. They traveled around the United States. He's all like, "Man, try America. Try America. You'll be amazed of everything that you can see and find." And I thought, like, yeah, yeah, that's one day I would like to do that, you know. So, all right, so Thailand and Paris. Okay, got you. Thailand's a little scary, but okay, all right. So, so be it. So you want freedom to travel.
Mhm.
Got it. All right. So, Chula, our time has come to an end here, girlfriend. Let everybody know where they. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, let's prolong it a little bit more.
Okay.
Boxing.
Okay.
You got into boxing.
I did.
Right? You started throwing some chingazos. How did you start doing that, or why did you start doing that?
That's kind of something I've always liked to do. I just never really looked into it. And then I don't know, for some reason, as an adult, I said, you know what, screw it. Since I tend to, there's a lot of things that I've kind of done that that I wanted to do back then. And now as an adult, I'm just like, I'm just going for it now. So it just happened. I was just like, you know what, let's just do it. And really, I mean, my main focus behind it is fitness.
Mhm.
Just because I want to be toned and all the crazy good stuff, but then I want to be able to throw chingazos too, just in case. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So you do it for the workout.
Hmm.
Okay, and to learn how to throw a punch just in case.
Yes, because you
Okay.
never know.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather date a guy with 9 cats or a guy that cries a lot?
Wait, what was the question?
You rather date a guy with 9 cats or a guy that cries a lot?
The crybaby.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, why is that?
I don't like cats. I'm sorry, I'm not a cat person.
Okay, okay, but if he's a crybaby,
He's
you
a
can do
crybaby
it.
because at least the crybaby's being open with me and he's crying for whatever reason. It's like, okay, come here, baby. Let me comfort you.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Throw him over my shoulder, be like,
Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. So the crybaby gets the love. Okay,
yep,
all right, got
crybaby
it.
gets to be taken care of.
All right. So if you guys want to follow Chula, aka RoseDoll, for any of the nonprofits, for anybody who's looking to hire somebody to do some professional makeup, for anybody who wants to throw some chingazos, right?
Right.
Where can they find you, girlfriend?
At RoseDoll on Instagram, I'm RoseDoll dot XOXOX. Mhm. And then on for my pro page, that's going to be chula.beauty.aesthetics.
Okay. I will leave those links to her Instagram pinned in the comment section. So you guys can go ahead and check out what she does, especially with the nonprofit stuff. She does a lot of good work over there. She says that kids still play with toys. I'm happy to hear that. I am. Look, I'm elated that kids still play with toys. I'm really hoping that they play with toys. I hope they get their GI Joes and they throw down with them dudes and get their luchadores and their bag of canicas. I just want them to put it to use. That is all. I just want them to put it to use the way I used to put it to use back in the 80s. It was a good time. All right. So hey, Rose Dawn, last words, any message, any shout outs, anything that you want to say, girlfriend. The floor is yours.
Well, I want to go ahead and shout out Jacob from Project Coffee Cup. We're still in touch, although I haven't worked with him for a good minute. We're still in touch. Great guy. I mean, that's probably one of the best nonprofit organizations that I say you guys follow. Everything he does comes from the heart. He doesn't care about the following. He doesn't care about money or anything like that. So if you want to follow a nonprofit, it's Project Coffee Cup. If Cholo Trucker allows me to throw in his Instagram on here, I'll gladly do that. Shout out to my family, my brothers, my mom, dad, for the support. They're my bigger supporters. I do have a couple friends that support me and they know who they are. And shout out to you for giving me the opportunity to do this, although I was freaking out the whole time.
See, it wasn't bad. Would you rather date a guy that wears hair extensions or a toupee?
Toupee.
Okay. We'll leave it there. All right, girlfriend. Well, you hang tight. You sit right there, and that will be it. So, yes, I will shoot me that info to that nonprofit, and I'll go ahead and I'll pin it in the comment section as well as your information as well, where they can find you.
Perfect. Thank you.
As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live, but loyalty makes family. Until next time, this is Ed the Cholo Trucker for one Miss Chula RoseDoll.
Bye. Thank
Right
you.